Hey there, welcome to day 4 of the Ditching Diets Together training. I'm your host, Wendy Taylor, non-diet dietitian and the creator of the program Finding Food Freedom. Okay, so we're in day 4. I know you guys are excited. We're more than halfway through this training, and by today, you've already completed your diet history assessment. You've set your vision for your future self, and you've set intentions for the life and the health that you really want. Okay, so today we're going to begin to narrow our focus down a bit and work on how we face resistance when it hits us in the face, because this is truly the key to gaining momentum as we work to find food freedom. Okay, there is only one thing, one guarantee that I know that you're going to face on this journey. You guys will face resistance. So if you've completed your diet history assessment, then you know that this can be tricky when shiny objects come our way. How many times have you set New Year's resolutions only to fall off track halfway through January? How many diets have you been on in your life, and how many wagons have you fallen off along the way? A lot of us, I bet, right? You aren't alone in this. Everyone's been there. And studies show that people are setting goals up to 10 times before they come anywhere near achieving it. So maybe you've seen the study that says that sugar is as addicting as cocaine or heroin. Let me tell you a story about this. The study did show that rats were fed sugar and they had certain brain receptors, dopamine receptors, that lit up the brain. It happened when they ate the sugar. Okay, it fed a positive mechanism, meaning it made the rats want more. Negative is like, hey, stop. Positive's like, give me more. Why am I telling you this? Yes, it did show this in rats. But let's look at the whole picture. What was not reported about this study, as well as other studies done on rats with sugar, is that they were fasting before they had the sugar. So yeah, they're gonna eat more sugar because these rats were hangry, guys. I talk in more detail about primal hunger in my program Finding Food Freedom. Essentially, these rats would have eaten anything with the same gusto. It would have lit up dopamine receptors because they were fasting. I mean, they were hungry. This goes for intermittent fasting too. Any intermittent fasters out there? The first meal after people fast, people will say, like, I don't know how to stop eating. This is because you're hungry. And it's a good thing, you guys. It's your body's way of protecting you. So the question now becomes, is it actually the sugar? Or is it the fact that the rats were fasting and then they were given sugar on an empty stomach? Was it the sugar or was it the fasting that caused the change in the brain receptors? My point is, studies and what you see on social media, on Google, on the internet, and the media get really blown out of proportion. And we need to be aware of this as we work on overcoming resistance. Here are some studies that have been proven without a shadow of a doubt that artificial sugars lead to weight gain. Artificial sugars have been proven to increase the rate of diabetes. Artificial sugars have been proven to lead to a higher overall sugar consumption. So if you're going sugar-free because you think sugar is addicting, you're not helping yourself out. We go through a series in my program in Finding Food Freedom that debunks diets. And this is just one example, you guys, of how diets can be so tricky. We have to learn to overcome resistance when it meets us in the face. We want to make sure that you have everything you need to succeed. That's what I'm here for. We are going to break down our goals right here into one single thing you can do to start overcoming resistance today. Now, why is this so important? Because we set big goals for ourselves, but we don't think about the obstacles that could come our way or the immediate next steps to actually help us get there. So we're going to do something different in today's workbook. Instead of looking back at your diet history and what didn't work, we're going to think about your biggest success story. Okay, we're going to look back to a time when you faced a fear, even though it was high uncertainty, and you looked fear in the face. You took action, even when you might have struggled through it. We're going to find one thing, that leading domino that set all the other things into motion, and why that one thing was so successful for you. So what we're wanting to figure out is, what was the catalyst that helped you be so successful in that moment in your life? And lastly, I want you guys to know that you are amazing. Sometimes we need a little reminder of that for ourselves. And if you've made it this far with me in this training, I want you guys to know that you are all so amazing. If you're going through this process and you have a question, or if you're not sure how to identify what your leading domino is, just tag me here. Find me in the Facebook group or send me a message. I'd love to support you. But know that you really want to be thinking about that one thing that made you successful. We live in a world of diet culture, and you're going to need some ammo. I know that this is going to be hard, and the last tip that I want to give you is just to set a little reminder that you are amazing. Literally, like, write it on a Post-it note to yourself. The one thing on it that will help you stay on course. Maybe get really crazy and put together a vision board if you love doing that sort of thing, and hang it somewhere. That'll be a reminder for you. But what I really want you to do is make yourself something to stay encouraged. And I want you guys to take action today and share that with me on Instagram or Facebook. Tag me, let me know what you've done. Okay, I cannot wait to see you tomorrow in the final training for day 5. And if you're loving everything so far, tomorrow we're really going to dig into our final workbook and learn how to really tune in to that intuition. And this will bring kind of all of the pieces of the puzzle together as we walk through the next few months with a different mindset this time. So I'll see you guys